Imagine you are standing at the edge of a dense forest. Ancient ferns brush against your knees. The air is cool and green-smelling. There are no mammals here. No deer, no wolves, no bears. And then, from somewhere deep in the shadow of the trees, the ground begins to tremble. Something enormous is moving toward you. Something that should not exist anymore. Because what is coming through those trees is not a dinosaur. Not exactly. But to stand in front of it would be the closest any human alive today will ever come to that feeling. What was once walking through these forests was a bird. A bird that stood 12 feet tall, weighed as much as a grand piano, and vanished from this earth in an eye blink of geological time. Its name was the moa. And right now, in laboratories on the other side of the world, scientists are trying to bring it back. New Zealand evolved in almost total isolation for millions of years. There were no land mammals, no foxes, no predators, nothing that ran on 4 legs and ate flesh. The ecological role of large herbivores was filled entirely by birds. And over time, those birds grew extraordinary. The moa were not one species but 9, ranging from the size of a large turkey to something that defies easy description. What made the moa anatomically astonishing was what it lacked. It had no wings whatsoever, not vestigial nubs, not hidden limb bones, nothing. It was the only bird in the history of life on Earth to have erased the wing entirely. In its place, legs like pillars, a wide, powerful pelvis, and 3 forward-facing toes ending in curved claws. Standing before a moa skeleton, what strikes you is how much those limbs resemble a large theropod dinosaur. The same proportions, the same 3-toed clawed foot. This is not coincidence. Birds are theropod dinosaurs, not descendants of them, but a lineage that survived the mass extinction 66 million years ago. The moa was the largest, most dramatically dinosaurian bird that ever lived. Before humans arrived, the moa had no reason to run from anything on the ground. Polynesian voyagers arrived on New Zealand's shores around 1280 CE, the ancestors of the Maori people. What they found was a hunter's dream. Enormous, slow-moving birds with no instinct to flee. Within roughly 150 years of first human contact, every moa species on Earth was gone. One of the most rapid megafaunal extinctions in history. Not a slow geological fade, but a century and a half. For 500 years, the moa existed only in bones. Then, in 2018, researchers at Harvard assembled the first nearly complete moa genome from ancient DNA extracted from toe bones. A nearly intact blueprint of the animal, preserved by the cold and dark of New Zealand's caves. In July 2025, the biotechnology company Colossal Biosciences announced a formal project to use that blueprint. Partnered with filmmaker Peter Jackson and the Ngāi Tahu Research Centre in New Zealand, they plan to use CRISPR gene editing to introduce moa traits into the genome of the tinamu, the moa's closest living relative, working step by step toward an animal that looks, moves, and functions like the real thing. The challenges are immense. No surrogate bird alive today is large enough to incubate a moa egg. The behavior of a laboratory-raised animal with no elders, no ecological memory, no world shaped around it. That is an open question no one can yet answer. But the moa is a wound recent enough to still be open. It did not go extinct in a meteor strike. It went extinct because people were hungry and the birds did not know to run. That distinction matters. We will probably never see a true Tyrannosaurus rex. The DNA is gone. The time is too deep. But the moa is something else entirely. a question that science is only now beginning to know how to ask. We may never bring back a dinosaur, but we just might be on the edge of something that feels in its bones exactly like that.